Well, hello everybody. So, for those who don't know, I have built a shit-all deck that is sticky, doesn't have really hand traps. It plays Yu-Gi-Oh! The way Yu-Gi-Oh! I feel is meant to be played, very interactive, very back and forth, and similar to like the other shit-all video on my page. This duel was very war of attrition at the same level. Can't say I was but at least with the Eldritch deck I was playing against, it was interactive and they were actually doing stuff. I'm going to show you guys why this duel I did was so cancerous and I hate it with a passion. So I do my normal shit-all stuff. I get 2 upstart goblins. I'm like, okay, cool, I can refresh my hand a little bit and do a brick. I get 2 shit-all fusions. That's not great. I unfortunately think, oh, maybe I can go into a window with these cards, and unfortunately I wasn't actually thinking it I misplayed a little bit here, and ended up just acquiescing and going into a Falco, into an Almirage, into a Secure Gardna, thinking, okay, a Battle Destruction immune App Clone, a Secure Gardna for at least preventing myself from getting like too much damage. I'm probably gonna get hurt next turn, but I'll live to be able to go again. I do the Pot of Avarice, praying like I can get 2 off the top of my deck that allow me to extend a little further, and a Pot of Avarice, and an Avarice and a Windy is not going to be it. So I brace myself, I set the shit-all fusion thinking, okay, maybe I can pivot into a Construct or a Windy or a Winda depending on what I need, and then they go for an Extravagance and a Lightning Storm. I'm like, shit, I should probably go into the Winda now, so I at least have the option to gimp whatever they're going to do. Because I'm still under the delusion here that they're actually going to be playing a fucking game of Yu-Gi-Oh! But no, I summon Winda, they go Lightning Storm, they set 1 card and pass. I chain Windy and App Clone, get a Falco onto the field, and, I'm able to, I messed up here, because what I should have done was I should have sent, regardless. They set the 1 card, I activate the Pot of Avarice, I refresh everything back into the extra deck and deck, thinking, okay, cool. And then they activate Threatening Roar, and I'm just like, okay. So there's a part of my brain where I'm like, oh, things are about to get fucky. Because I feel like, Threatening Roar is not in, any, really modern decks, and I was getting a little nervous at this point. This is when I started suspecting shit was a little fucked. And then they set 1 card. I activate the top decked Harpy's Feather Duster to get rid of it, because I'm thinking, oh, maybe it's another thing to prevent me from battling. And it was Torrential Tribute, and I'm like, huh. Well, that's interesting. I special summon an App Clone here, and use its effect to negate the Winda. Because I sent a Winda here that wasn't able to activate its effect while the Windy, basically I send, I lose some card advantage to actually special summon a shit-all. That shit-all is really garbage. It's only there for, an extra light monster in a pinch. But either way, I started the process of kind of going into a Verte. I got an extra Hedgehog so I could send it along with the Verte into a Venom Starving, but not before I hard summon Shit-all Beast for an extra 22. So at this point I'm thinking, I'm pretty much almost to lethal. I didn't do the math. I thought, maybe he'll have a few points left, but at this point, I have a feeling that he's not playing the type of deck that will be able to field, defense. Especially because he used fucking Battle Fader, which was obnoxious to say the least. And then he had a Raigeki, wiped my entire board. At this point, I know this guy is playing, Battle Stall Exodia. So I'm pissed that I'm dealing with this nonsense. And in my anger, I misplay when I should have done App Clone Beast Winda, but instead I did Beast App Clone Winda. So I lost some card advantage. I send Windy off of App Clone's effect and get a Beast to field. I already know at this point that they are not fielding any types of like things that'll attack me. So I just go for shit all beast, refresh my hand, send the super poly because I know they're not actually going to summon shit. And then I summon a construct. I'm like, well, I guess we're doing this the hard way. At this point, I just did not want to commit to an actual board at this point because I'm so low on resources and I don't want to risk them ever getting Exodia into their hand because I'll lose to an Exodia deck, but I'm not going to lose to an Exodia deck like this. You're going to do it on the first turn without me being able to interact like a goddamn soulless bastard you are. You're not going to be fucking like pussyfooting around with these little battle phase effects. He obviously didn't have anything that could really like wipe my board at this point, so I then just decided, let me thin my deck a little bit more, go into the Toon Table of Contents line. I've already put Toon Cyber Dragon in the graveyard, so there's no reason. He goes in for another Battle Fader. And at this point, I'm waiting for him just like at least Lightning Storm is off the table, thank God. But he doesn't have anything, no more traps. At this point, we go. I activate Shaddoll Fusion, kind of debate. He goes into a max C. And because I was thinking, I'm going to go into a Shekanaga and then just like have it to get an extra draw off of Beast. And I'm just like, every draw he gets him closer to his win con. But I decided to eat the risk on that, get my draw, normal summon an Ariel, and I use the Ariel to attack into the Battle Fader so I can assemble lethal. At this point, he drops a fucking Karibo, and I'm livid. At this point, I'm raging. And I'm just like, he's got fucking Karibos? So I'm just like, at this point, I'm praying for any invoked as he hits me with a Lightning Storm. The Shaddoll half of my deck is practically useless at this point. I've gone through almost every single Shaddoll in my extra deck, and I am losing my mind. Ariel is already in the graveyard, and I'm looking for either the invoked cards or another Pot of Avarice at this point. And thankfully, he puts one face down. I get it in Alistair the Invoker off the top. I normal summon it, activates effect, and it's a fucking threatening roar, and he gets one extra turn to be a freaking bastard. Oh, fuck. I get the invocation. There's no Almirage or Garden in hand anymore, so I just literally have to just send stuff. And I go straight into the Mechaba because I am not fucking around at this point. So I was planning on just like, fuck, we'll just like take it even slower with the Mechaba and all that nonsense. And then, you know, I'm waiting, and then I am very, very lucky to get a top deck of a second Alistair. It makes sense. There's like 11 cards in deck now. So I normal summon the Alistair again. I get an invocation again. Activate invocation to put a Raijin onto the field because, you know, fun fact, having a quick effect Book of Moon in your deck is pretty freaking useful with Shaddolls. Activate invocation to get another Alistair to deck. So now I have a negate, an Alistair for a negate, an Alagus, and an Alistair for a buffer, just in case he has more than one monster. I banish his fucking Karibo, and I am cackling because I'm like, ha, gotcha, you bastard! And at this point, I get the sweet, sweet salvation of a win. It is this replay is and continues to be the most cursed thing I have ever had the displeasure of looking at. So so if you guys actually want to like look at this video yourself, I'll have my ID down in the bottom, so you can follow me on Master Duel and you can watch it. And I will leave this up on screen, obviously, so you guys can, you know, go check it out. Fuck, man, I understand Yu-Gi-Oh is like meta Yu-Gi-Oh is a pain in the ass, but like this was just cruel. But regardless, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you bunches, and I will see you guys next time. Have a good one.
next to me.
Hey, thanks for watching. Please like or follow or sub. Or else. Thanks again.
Poggers.